Alright guys, so after so many hours, I finally cleared Vulcan Normal with only 350k total power lineup without any water weapon. So in this video, I'm going to share with you guys exactly how I did it, including the full builds, team setup, and the entire gameplay breakdown. Hey guys, Mouse here, and in this channel, I share the builds, tactics, and strategies that I use to clear some of the game's most difficult dungeons. Most of my content is on Facebook and in Filipino language, but for this particular topic, I'm gonna be doing an English video just so a lot of you guys will be able to get more ideas on how to beat Vulcan Normal even as a non-whale. So let's start with the full replay of the match.
つまらない相手だな。消えろ。こっちの番だ。丸見えだ。効率的だ。こっちの番だ。無駄だ。砕けろ。最強ヒーラー登場。これで終わりだ。丸見えだ。途絶えた。死ね。こっちの番だ。遅い。これで終わりだ。丸見えだ。止めた。最強ヒーラー登場。つまらない相手だな。消えろ。こっちの番だ。丸見えだ。 どこまでレベルこっちの番だ丸見えだ遅い最強ヒーラー登場来るぞこっちの番到来だ死ね砕けろ丸見えだこれで終わりだ最強ヒーラー登場こっちの番だ丸見えだ遅い死ね遊び吹き込み沈めつまらない相手だな消えろ経験値が課金そうだ
So now let's take a look at the builds and the full team setup that I used. So I have here my Jin Woo with around 22k attack and critical hit rate at 18.52%. Since that map is actually a red TP map, there's gonna be a penalty, so I didn't focus much on adding the raw crit rate. So if you're wondering why it's so low, since we only have 350k or so total power, there's not much point in adding a critical hit rate because it's gonna get heavily penalized. For those of you who still are not familiar with the penalty on the TP, basically if there's a huge gap, your crit rate here, the raw crit, as Sir Painblade explained. In case you haven't watched it yet, it's on his YouTube channel. But for now, here's the crit damage: 137.54%. Our def penetration is 17.63, very useful, and damage increase is 8.74, and we have a dark damage 8.36. So you might be wondering why I use dark weapons, and the only reason why is that I don't have any other choice. Here are my only weapons in my arsenal. I have a sight. It's not really good for that specific map. I have this, and pretty much I really don't have any other choice. I wish I had a Grimoire book, but unfortunately I still haven't been able to get one. So I spent a lot of hours on trying to actually find a way to beat the Vulcan, to beat the dungeon, because I don't want to waste my attempts. I actually already wasted one. So I'm gonna explain how I use this method, because it's a really like, I would say, an orthodox method for that specific one. Even though it's Moon Shadow, it actually played out well. It didn't work initially, but I tried to find a way to actually make it work, because I won't have any other choice. I want to finish that content and farm that immediately on the first week. So I kind of pushed myself. So for the stats, I just put the entire thing on my strength, and some of my in some of my videos in Power of Destruction, I already explained how I switch and how I mix things up here, how I switch some points in precision. But in this case, since we do have a heavy penalty again, I just place the entire stats points on attack. Okay, so pretty straightforward. And for my skills, I actually tried a lot of things here, but what worked for me was this one. This is the armor break water. So this is going to be very helpful, of course. And I was trying to use this one, multi-strike water, initially, but I felt like I lacked enough DPS, because my build is actually not much focused on water. So what I did instead, and I got this idea from one of my friends who actually used this death dance, even though the skill damage, the actual skill damage, or and as well as the break damage probably is relatively weaker compared to this one, I feel like I benefited more from the increase in critical hit damage. And as we review the entire video for the gameplay breakdown, I'm gonna explain that as well, and why this thing worked better in my case, in my specific case, compared to this one. Okay, so I also tried other things like this one. It's like a lot, literally a lot of things here, but yeah, only this one really came close to actually dealing as much damage. And I was very close a lot of times. Like there was 5 HP, 5 times HP remaining, things like those. So kind of frustrating, but yeah, we persevered. And for the blessing stones, I used Bloodlust for the decrease in target's death. I also have Boss Slayer for additional damage to bosses. And I also have Pulverize for faster break and additional damage when the shield is already broken. And I have Reawakening for a skill cooldown. Skill cooldown is really important there, especially especially in my case where I use only an A1 Moon Shadow. I wish it was like A4, but yeah. That's really important. Skill cooldown is really important because everything is going to be affected by the skill cooldown. More skills, well, faster breaking, more damage, things like those. And for the weapon skills, and you can see here just for benchmark. So let me just show you real quick the skill level of the weapons. It's 577 and 247. Okay, so now for the artifacts. So here's the interesting part for the artifacts. Okay, so I was originally using, if you've been watching and following my videos in the past few weeks, I have been using the Black Lion set. Okay, that was my original setup. I felt like it came up short when fighting with Vulcan. So I'm not gonna switch it up here now. But the visible stats here are I think is better. But I switched to this one already. I got lucky to got one yesterday. Very lucky to get good stats already. I think this is gonna be for keeps for a long time from now on. For this one, I also have like this one is actually very bad. Okay, I just enhanced it so that I would have something to pair this one with. Okay, so it's attack, and I got the first attack on the 10th attempt, I think. So basically what this artifact does, I'm gonna receive 20% more damage, but I don't think that matters because if you get hit, you're probably gonna die there anyway. Or so we're just gonna rely on dodging and trying to practice and memorize the mechanics. But the most important thing here is the increased damage dealt by 10%, and additionally increases damage dealt by 0.1% every 1 second. So since Vulcan Normal is like a 5-minute dungeon, I really was able to benefit a lot from this. So it would take around 1 minute and 40 seconds to be able to get the full stacks with a total of 20% increase in damage. Since it is a straight up increase in damage dealt, I feel like it's already way better compared to like the Black Lion or the toughness set of the level 55 artifacts. So this one really helped me a lot. And for this one, I tried to increase my crit rate percent here with the 2-piece toughness set. As far as I know, this doesn't get affected by the penalty, the ones with the direct percentage increase from the passives of the weapons, from the skills, hunters, etc. So I tried to use this just to help me crit more. This one is actually Chahe artifact, so I just borrowed it for Jin Woo in that case. So I also tried several options there, like the one-hit kill set. I also tried this one. I also tried solid analysis, and I feel like this really helped me a lot in terms of dealing more damage. And I also have Beast set, of course. This is pretty standard for every long fight. Again, guys, any attack base, this is good. We're probably gonna change to level 80 artifacts, but for now, this is very useful, especially for those who are just starting out. This is best used for any long fight. Now, this one looks weird, but it's gonna make more sense as we go over the build, because it's not only about Jin Woo's build, it's not only about the Hunter's build, because this time around for this particular content we do have blessing skills. So in my case, the blessings were actually the game changer. And for the Hunters, I do have a Alicia. I went all in because I got lucky to get an A4 last time. So I push it on A5, but she's the only one I have. My Chahi-in is actually pretty decent at A3, but can't use her there. For my Alicia's gears, I actually just tried to increase the TP so to lessen the penalty, and she's actually using a destroyer set in that particular case. So destroyer set increases the power gauge acquisition, but speeding up doesn't mean it's gonna be effective, because the timing on when you will be able to cast the ult is more important. So I use this specifically because it matches the timing and the overall pace of what I'm doing. So it's gonna be different in every case. Some of you guys probably won't need this and better off using other artifact sets, but in my case, this really helped me a lot, especially when it comes to the timing on when I want to use the ult. Okay, so that's very specific. We're gonna do a full breakdown of the gameplay as well later. Okay, for my min, I also have a guardian set here, a 4-piece set, and outstanding connection. Here doesn't work. In that particular case, it's the only one I have for min, and guardian set helps a lot when Alicia comes out with the support skill, which also casts shield. So whenever Alicia comes out and use the support skill, she will cast a shield, and Jin Woo will also have damage increase bonus from this particular artifact set. And for my Meilin, I use Noble Sacrifice just to add some attack, increase some heal. This is HP. Oh wait, I forgot to show you the stats. So the stats are just this one, and I only use Chas weapon here just to pump up my total power to lessen the penalty. Okay, so it doesn't help, but I really don't need as much HP here or anything else here. I don't have min weapon, I don't have anything else. So basically, I just use this for that specific purpose. Okay, and for my Meilin, again, this one, and I only use this one. This is actually not for Meilin. I only use this one again to increase my total power. I don't have any sets yet for Meilin because I just got this yesterday and didn't have time yet to actually build her up, but I'm gonna do another video on her soon as well. Okay, and for the skills, as you can see, not much here. Okay, and the weapon, I just borrowed the weapon from Saw just to increase her HP more so that she'll be able to heal better. Okay, and so basically her role there was just to increase my attack and also to remove the white shield of Vulcan over at around 25 or less HP. I think it's around less than 25 HP or 28, close to 20 HP. He's gonna cast that white shield like the ones in the golem, and you're gonna have to use this one to be able to clear that instantly. Your next option the next option, if you don't have Meilin yet, is gonna be Wang Dongsu, which you can also buy now from the bonus section in the shop. Okay, when the final hit lands, removes shield effect. But the problem with Wang Dongsu is he's not gonna be able to contribute much aside from this one, as opposed to Meilin, who can also buff you with attack and also heal you up when needed. Okay, now let's go here and check my blessings, because this is the most important thing here. So I spent a lot of time attempting Vulcan, and I realized that okay, enough of that. I don't have enough damage. I didn't have enough damage. My damage was so weak. And so what I did is I went back to this and farmed my blessings. So here in the blessings part, I was specifically looking for this one, increase the user's ultimate skill damage, okay, and increase in crit rate. And for the attack, I didn't have choice, but I'm not really specifically looking for attack percent because my attack percent is already too high when my beast set stacks. For this one, the reason why I increased my ultimate skill damage and relied on that is because of this. Okay, so my weapon is already A1, and at 3 stacks the enemy will have an increased damage taken by 15% and it stacks up to 3 times. And there is also a dark damage increase that also stacks up to 3 times, which kind of helps my my plum sword to deal more damage, but not that much. The key thing there is that I heavily relied on the burst window of the ult. And that's why in here, I actually tried to max out my ult. It's already level 10. It already deals 6,239. So once we review the video again, you're gonna see how much damage it deals. For the consistent damage, I just use this, increase crit damage, and do my amplifying draw, dash, and then throw this skill. So once you cast your amplifying draw using dash, you're gonna get increased crit damage, increased crit rate, and increased skill damage, and that pairs well with this one, which is a 1,000% damage skill. So that's where most of my damage is coming from this one and only from the ult. So for those of you guys who are already very close to beating the normal stage or even the easy stage, okay, even the easy stage, spend some time on keep on repeating these two maps and get your ideal blessing. So it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different for everyone. In my case, I can only rely on the burst damage from Moon Shadow, from the amplifying draw, and everything, every debuff and every buff that I can, every buff that I have, and hope that it's gonna crit. So if you want to min-max your run for this week, I highly recommend, instead of trying to force it here, because you're gonna be able to get a lot of good buffs here. Some buffs include the monsters will receive more damage. Some buffs include faster breaking. Some buffs faster breaking, crit damage increase, things like those. But in my case, this one really worked well, especially because I'm using a plum sword. So now let's go back to the replay, and I'm gonna do a full play-by-play breakdown of what I did, so maybe you guys would get some ideas on what to do with your runs. Okay, so let's just do it like this. I'm gonna pause and point out a couple of things. I really don't have that much time to do some insane editing, so hope that's gonna be fine. So initial shadow step, and try to deal some shield damage. I just try to do everything, and that will stack. Moon Shadow will stack 1. Plum will also stack another 1. Additional crit damage increase. And okay. So as you can see here, there are 5 flame stacks here. Once it gets to 5, I forgot to mention this earlier. Once it gets to 5 stacks, you're gonna get stunned and you're gonna receive some damage. So be careful. And the solution for that is to use the cleanse or the anti-debuff, remove debuff of Alicia or Park Hee-jin, but Park Hee-jin probably would work here. Probably would work. I'm not sure. I haven't tried Park Hee-jin, but it should probably work out. Maybe. She also increases ultimate damage, so maybe that could help too. But okay, so I think that was the sticky keys. Okay, so now at this point, the shield is already broken, but I still am holding on to my ult. I've had the full power gauge already since a few seconds ago, but I'm still saving it. And my reason for doing that is that I'm waiting for my new curse set, the 2 stacks of the curse set, to actually get into 100 stacks before trying to initiate the ult. Okay, just to maximize the damage. Okay, so because in my case, even if I throw the ult early, I won't have any extra attempt later on. So as you can see, we already have here the damage increase buff from the shield and the guardian set combination from Alicia. Okay, that's 1. We already have 99 stacks. The enemy has a shadow step and the punishment from Min Byung-gu. And we're gonna have the attack increase, very pumped up, of Maylin. Okay, well, we have 40 stacks of expert beast set. We also have 100 stacks of curse. We have 5 stacks of plum, and then into the 3 stacks of moon shadow and full bloom. Okay, so one thing that you can do there is to cancel your to cancel your plum. I just cast the full bloom just to get some bonus from full bloom, but if you try to finish the entire full bloom animation or the entire damage of the plum, you're gonna miss on your moon shadow stacks. Okay, so you have to cancel it and then do another, as you can see there. Okay, let's just go back real quick. Okay, so let's just go back real quick here. Just to, and I'm gonna keep pausing it. So amplifying draw, full bloom. Okay, again, we already have everything. Dash out, and the reason you want to dash out is because you want to cast another amplifying draw for the ult. Okay, and then you're gonna cast the ult. Boom, everything in one go. See how much damage it will deal. 140 HP to 99. That's 41 HP bars in one ult. That's 8.8 million. I think this is I think this is the total damage. And she usually does this at 110 HP, but we bypass some of the HP. Okay, so in this part, you're just gonna have to dodge twice and go into position. You're gonna be safe behind these rocks or whatever. And then, so this part, he's gonna use rage. I just casted that skill to get some crit damage going already. And here, as you can see, shadow step, and I casted another dash to get another amplifying draw, because the amplifying draw is gonna disappear after you use shadow step, so you're gonna miss out on a lot of damage output. Okay, shadow step again, shadow step, dodge, and then throw the damage. That's boom, 270k per tick. The other two damage didn't crit, so that's okay. So again, burst window, bam. Okay, so it's basically gonna be just a rinse and repeat, except for one part here. Okay, it's pretty close. So remember, guys, you're gonna have to take full advantage of your amplifying draw. For every huge damage skill that you're gonna use, should have amplifying draw. So here in this part, this happens at around 80 HP, I think. He got delayed. He probably got delayed due to some mechanics. I'm not sure why. So here in this part, I usually just count, once this thing appears, I usually just count 1 to 5. 1, 2, 3. No. Okay. Again. Okay. So in this part, okay. So once it appears, okay, there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bam. Dodge. So you kind of want to get an extreme evasion shadow step here, because if you don't do an extreme evasion there, he's gonna be here sitting for like 5 seconds or so, and it's gonna waste a lot of DPS because he doesn't have that negative 60% defense decrease, which is very, very important here. Okay, so again, and as you can see, the timing, that's because of the destroyer set here. I want to be able to cast an ult over in this part specifically. He's down, he has shadow step, and again, 1, 2, 3 damage increase, punishment, and pumped up from Maylin. You already have 100 stacks again of curse, 68 stacks of expert crit, and moon shadow stacks 3 for 3 seconds, dash for amplifying draw, and now for another huge ult. Let's see how much damage we're gonna deal here. 64 to 43, around 20 or so, something, probably. Okay, so he's gonna do this again. I forgot how much HP, at around 60 or 70. Because this is my own personal timing on the pace. So okay, so now we are left with 43 HP bar with 1 minute remaining. You just gotta be patient. We still have a lot of time and 1 attempt for ult. The next time you hit, your amplifying draw is gonna disappear. So avoid trying to do normal attack after dashing. So as much as possible, every dash that you do should have a big skill coming in. Okay. Okay, he will rotate after that. And you're gonna have to be careful. You're gonna have to be careful on your positioning here because sometimes he goes inside those flames. He messed up a lot of my runs because of that, which I should already have finished. And at around 25 HP bar, here's what's gonna happen here. He's gonna go to the center and he's gonna cast this white shield similar to the golem. And this is where you need Maylin. You're gonna have to save your Maylin for this part. So here in this part, you're gonna have to be aware and not use Maylin for that attack buff or additional damage or additional heal. Okay? And again, very important here as well, you're gonna have to pay attention to your flame marks. Now he has a white shield, 13.99 seconds remaining. Cast Maylin, bam, instantly gone. Okay, so since we already have an idea of how much damage we can deal, and actually I was actually nervous here in this part because the shadow step defense decrease was out. We don't have a defense decrease here in this part, but we still did our usual rotation. Okay, let's just watch this again. Okay, Maylin breaks the shield, and okay, Alicia is out. Damage increase in, critical hit damage increase from the Death Dance, and Shadow is out as well, and punishment in. Oh yeah, a lot of details, a lot of tiny details happening here. Really important, guys, that you maximize your timing here. So Moon Shadow now. Oh, Moon Shadow. Okay, 21 HP bar, 5 seconds remaining. Amplifying draw. Ult. Boom. Oh my god. Okay. Some crazy, intense, nervous moments. Got a lot of anxiety there. Okay, and there you go.